Hello everyone, my name is Emiliani Febrina Dewi and you can call me Dewi. I'm from OpenStreetMap Indonesia community and currently I'm working at Gojek Indonesia, a ride-hailing company in Indonesia. This is my first time joining Pista Mapa. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Thank you so much for having me. And so today in this session, I will share about what I did on the quality assessment for OSM data, uh, which will cover OSM data coverage evaluation. So I hope you will enjoy your next 15 to 20 minutes during this session. And let's get started. So this is the outline. The first, I will explain about what is OSM data coverage and how is the methodology and what are the data sets that I will be using, and then the analysis process, and the last part is some key takeaway notes from this analysis. OSM has been one of geospatial data sources that widely used over the decade. Road network data is one of the frequently used data by many parties. I think a lot of many parties use the road network data from OSM for their applications or website for many purposes such as routing or navigation purposes, or even for their base map on their channel. And along with that, there are a lot of OSM data quality checks regarding the road network data itself, starting from the geometry accuracy, tagging completeness, tagging accuracy, and even just to check is the data updated or not. And I think another aspect that also important for the quality assessment is by evaluating the OSM road network data coverage, because I think we want all the built road network has been mapped in OSM. So what is the data coverage evaluation? It is an evaluation method by comparing two data sets. The first one is OSM data, and the second one is a reference data. And in this analysis, I will be using official data from the government as the reference data. Also, in this analysis, I will be only evaluating OpenStreetMap road network data that has been mapped in OSM. So we will excluding the building footprint data. What is the objectives for this analysis? The first one, to get an insights into OSM data coverage quality. Of course, we want to know how good our data coverage in OSM. Is all the area has been mapped in OSM or not? And the second one, we want to know whether all the built road network has been mapped. The third one, to knowing which areas that need improvement, because sometimes when we want to improve our OpenStreetMap data, we don't know where to start. We confused about which area that should be prioritized. And last but not least, to have an alternative simple method for the quality assessment, because the methodology for this assessment is simple actually. So how is the methodology? Before we are going to the analysis, we need to do some pre-process to filter the highway class of OSM data. And then after that, we will going to the analysis by comparing OSM road network data and the reference data. What are the data sets that I used in this analysis? I did the analysis in Bandung City a city in Jawa Barat province in Indonesia. The first data set, of course, Bandung OSM road network data that I downloaded from GeoFabric on November 17th, 2020. And the road network data from Geospatial Information Agency, or BIG, in scale 5000. Why I choose the data released by the BIG? Because BIG is one of an official coordinator for one map policy in Indonesia. And for the scale of the reference data, this is one of the important thing that should be noted before we doing the analysis. And I will be explaining the reason why the scale of the reference data is important later in the session. Okay, the first step is preliminary analysis. The first one, if the data sets cover larger than area of interest, we need to clip by the area boundary, because this analysis only applied in Bandung City. So I clipped the data with the Bandung City administrative boundary, and then filtering highway classifications that only passable for 2 wheels and 4 wheels. As I mentioned before, because I did this analysis for routing purposes, so I only include the class that can only passable for 2 wheels in this specific analysis, limited to the motorcycle. So I will also be excluding the cycleway, which only for the bicycle. And the highway class reference I got from the OSM Wiki Indonesia page that explaining about the classification, OSM road classification. On the picture below, on the second picture, we see the red line is the OSM data road network before we are doing the pre-processing. So this is all the highway class. And the third picture is the blue line, is the OSM data after we do the processing. So this is after we filter the highway class. After we did the preliminary analysis or filtering the data, we start to do the data comparison. The first step is to divide the area of interest into grids. In this analysis, I am using size 1 kilometer square. Actually, I don't have any specific reason or any scientific reason why I choose this 1 kilometer square. Yeah, the size of the grids actually it is adjustable. It depends on any purposes that we want from the analysis. And then the second step, calculate the total length of OSM road network in each grid for every roads that intersect with the grid. And the third step, calculate the total length of the reference data road network in each grid for the roads that intersects with the grids. And after that, compare both of the total length of OSM and the reference data sets in each grids. And in this analysis, I ran the comparison with the help of a graphical modeler tool in QGIS 3.10. Why I choose to run this on a graphical modeler? Because I think if sometimes I want to move the area of interest to another area, so I will only need to just rerun the model instead of starting again the process from the first step. So this graphical modeler tool is very helpful in this analysis. Yeah, this is the result. For the result of the comparison, we can see on the left above picture, and this result I classified it into three different categories. The first categories is the grids that have less than 50% coverage, and for the second category, the grids that have between 50 to 100% coverage, and the last category are the grids that have more than 100% coverage. And in this picture, it represents on the lighter color for the first category. So the darker the color, the better the coverage. And what also the result that we get from this analysis? So 163 out of 215 grids have less than 100 coverage compared to the reference data. As we can see in the picture below, this is the comparison. The red line is the BIG data and the blue line is the OSM data. So we can see in some part of the Bandung city areas, there are some highways that have not been mapped in OSM yet. And also from this analysis, we can have the result that the northern and eastern part of Bandung city could be the improvement areas, because from the grid, it has the lightest color compared to the other. So, some things to note from this analysis, as I mentioned before, the reference data would be used better in the in the same scale of the OSM scale. Like I will be explaining why, because in the left picture, the first picture, it is the comparison. Result comparison in reference data scale 5,000, and the second picture, it is the result comparison in reference data scale 25,000, where we can see in the second picture there are only 6 grids that have percentage of the coverage less than 100%, and the rest is the rest is above 100%. So what we can get from this result, if we have a big gap on scale between the OSM data and the reference data, the result will be less accurate, because OSM data tend to get the higher score easily. So yeah, it will be lessen the accuracy of the result. Then I think it would be better if we did the comparison from the two data sets that have the same scale. Other things to note, this method can be used for other references data. It's not limited to only the government data. So if maybe someday we will get another source of reference data, and we think it's good to compare with the OSM data, we can use it with the same model, with the same steps. And this methodology, it is not to prove whether the coverage of OSM road network data is better or worse, because I think the most important part is the next step after this analysis, which is to improve our OSM data itself. And this result, of course, can be used as a reference or as a benchmark to set the priority areas for our OSM data improvement. Okay, so that's all about my presentation on quality assessment on OSM data. I hope you guys enjoying my presentation and thank you very much. Bye bye.